Well, I was a little intimidated by the project. I took some videos yesterday, which were unfortunately inadvertently lost forever, um, of the process. So that's not very helpful, but decided to rebuild the undercarriage of the skid steer. And when I say I decided, it was beyond ridiculous. The bearings were completely gone. The sprockets were completely worn out. The thing clanked and creaked and was on its very last legs. So it took forever to get parts, of course, because everything does these days, and finally got them. And I was a little intimidated by it because I'm not a heavy-duty mechanic, but I'm surrounded by good guys. But if you've got to do this project, don't don't be intimidated by it. Actually, it's pretty straightforward. It's great. It's my kind of mechanics because it's just an issue of taking these wheels off. They all just get unbolted. That's 1 1/16", and there's the little idler wheels and then the bigger idler wheels, and dropping them off and then putting them back on. It's impossible to do by yourself because you need a couple guys with pry bars and some blocks of wood and things to get the new wheels back up into place. But as projects go, it's pretty straightforward. The only hang-up is that the track was so worn out that it wore grooves in parts of these. The welder came and fixed this, but he had to take some pieces with him to go and fix some pretty nasty grooves where the tracks had just worn right into the skid steer from being completely worn out. We managed to get this other side completely on now and put a new track on it, all new idler wheels, etc. I really didn't want to spend the money on this, but this skid steer is so important to the farm. I mean, it's by far the most important tool. It's used many hours a day, just for everything: feeding cows, firewood, pushing snow in the winter, moving gravel. I mean, this is the tool. Loading the sawmill. So it was so worn out that it was ridiculously loud and I think even dangerous. The track kept coming off, and there's a bushing, a bearing right in this rear idler wheel, and on the old one it was completely gone. I don't mean it was worn out. I mean the bearing was gone. This whole back idler wheel was just sitting on this outer shell here, and this entire bearing was just disappeared. It just taken right off. So anyways, we're getting that done today as well, and making this video mainly to say that if you've got to do this job, if a farmer like me can figure it out, you could figure it out. It actually wasn't that hard, and I can't wait to drive this thing that doesn't creak and groan and clack and just be a nightmare. I'm going to get some work done today.